Hey guys, so I wrote a short story and it's called Bow, as you can see right here. And this video will be me explaining my thought process, my inspiration, and stuff like that about the whole short story. If you guys want to read it, the link will be in the description below. You can read it on Wattpad or you can read it on medium.com. And hopefully you guys would want to read it, or else this video would not make much sense. Or I mean, I guess you could read while I'm going through it. Whatever floats your boat. Um, the whole story is 3,000 words, or like about 3,000 words. So it's not that long. Medium says it's about 12 minutes, which is it's not that bad. So back in the day, um, I had like this idea of a story that I wanted to write, and it revolved around two main things. The first being a bow, which is like a weapon, my favorite weapon, and the idea of a goblin raid happening on a village. So the setting was it was always gonna take place in a village, like a pretty small one, maybe like 50 people live there. It's pretty out in the woods. It's near a forest, and the main character would basically use a bow and protect themselves from the goblin raid. At first, the idea was that the main character was gonna be a girl whose mother died during a goblin raid. The mom died protecting her, and she has to live with the grief. And when another goblin raid strikes the village, she would defend it um, and get like sort of like revenge or like make her mom proud, like something like that. But then I realized that I have no idea how to begin to write that. Like the character I had in mind like had no idea how to use the bow and just started training with it like the day of the goblin raid. So that couldn't work. I mean, I could have like possibly tweaked some details, but I didn't want to go with it. So instead, the character I came up here, whose name is also Bo, and the reason why I named them Bo is because of Shira, the Princess of Power, which is available on Netflix, and you should definitely watch all 5 seasons of that show. It is amazing. Um, I started watching that show, and before I watched it, I was debating like, should I name my character Bo? That's kind of stupid. It's kind of lame. And then I watched Shira, and then one of the main characters was named Bo. So I'm like, if this Netflix show can do it, then I can do it also. So I named them Bo. Funny enough, they don't actually use a bow in this story. I mean, they just pick it up and they know how to use it, but it's not actually utilized. Here, as you can see in this second paragraph right here, they're carving. Now, there's probably like a million other things they could have been doing, like different hobbies. Like they could be reading a book, or I don't know, they could be drawing or something. So why carving specifically? Well, I'm glad nobody asked because the answer to that is because, like back in 2016 or 2014, I was reading a manhwa or a Korean manga. It was called The Legendary Moonlight Sculptor, and I don't know why. After that point, I was like, damn, sculpting or carving, it's really cool. So I've always wanted to implement it some way in the story, and so I did in this one. It's just a nice little hobby, just carving some wood, turning it into majestic creatures. At least that's what the main character did in the legendary Moonlight Sculptor. But in here, Bo is, Bo sucks at carving. So I thought that would be pretty funny. Like they were trying out a new hobby, trying to get better at something, so they just carved. Oh, this first part actually, the start of the sentence. It was supposed to be a special day. Now, in my first iteration of this, it was just another day, and I wrote everything, and I wrote everything, and I wrote everything, and then at the end, I wrote, "What a birthday!" And when I finished to the end, I was like, wait, it's just another day, but it's a birthday. So does this person not care about their birthday? But then why would they say what a birthday at the end? So that was when I realized I had to change it to it was supposed to be a special day. So like a detail that I added in like after I finished everything. And this part, blazing boars, there's actually inspiration for this because before I started writing this, I was watching Black Clover, and at the time of recording, one of the most recent filler episodes of Black Clover involved the Golden Dawn hunting flaming boars or whatever they called it in the anime. So I'm like, yeah, the dad can just hunt blazing boars. Why not, right? Why not? And because I changed it to a special day, and at the end, what a birthday, this became birthday dinner. Actually, this first paragraph was like really short. It was just supposed to be another day. Like this whole three paragraphs, it used to be one paragraph, and then somehow it tripled. So yes, that's just how writing works sometimes. And I showed it to my friend Aaron Wilson, who, by the way, I'm stealing his idea because he also wrote a short story, except he like made a video about the story, like with pictures and stuff. You can check it out. The link's gonna be in the description. And then afterward, he made an addendum video, like explaining his thought process behind everything. So I'm like, wait, I can also do that. Let's milk this short story for content. There's a bunch of small Easter eggs here. Like for example, this one, page 328. As you can see, 328 is the number on my username. I don't know what it means, but it's on my username. So I'm putting it everywhere I possibly can. And this whole thing of the explanation of the goblin honestly has no impact on the story, I feel like. But I just wanted to write about a creature, like a fictional creature that exists in my universe. I'm like, okay, this is how goblins exist or are observed by humans in this fictional world, which may or may not have a name. Did I even name the village? I honestly have no idea. But I just wanted to explain this. And not gonna lie, the Goblin part was partly inspired by Goblin Slayer. I read the first chapter and then I was like, this is not for me. And then the anime came out and I did not watch it. But I know the basic premise of the dude just wanting to kill goblins, and goblins are terrible. Oh, this hunting a rabbit thing? I used to write this story. It's called Jack's Journey. It was on Wattpad, but I removed it. And in one of the parts of that story, I wrote about how the main character, Jack, hunted this rabbit whose meat is so delicious. And it's just like the best thing ever. And I wrote like maybe 3,000 words or 2,000 words of this dude just hunting this rabbit, trying to get the rabbit, trying to trap it, trying to eat it. And eventually they did. And so this is kind of like a reference to that. Not really. I just think hunting rabbits is just like a thing that should happen in a fantasy story. I don't know why. Like maybe they should have been hunting boars or something, but hunting rabbit, that's something that every hunter has to do in my fictional universe. Recently I've been watching and reading a lot of JoJo, and I'm planning on making I talk about JoJo video. I couldn't just go back to reading Spade is Invulnerable, which is a reference to JoJo Part 4 Diamond is Unbreakable. I just wanted to put in a JoJo reference here. And that's the thought process and inspiration. If you had a specific question in mind, you can leave it in the comments, I guess. If I missed anything, if there's any Easter eggs or something, I don't remember. It's kind of weird, I don't remember anything I write down because my word limit is 100. Like I can only write 100 words a day, and it takes me 1 hour to write those 100 words. And I worked between 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. It's not like I try to reach 100 words, but I just write, and then I just don't know how to continue the story. And when I check the word count, it's just like, oh, I added it by about 100.